The ruling Democratic Party's controversial bill to create a specialized tribunal to investigate and prosecute crimes of insurrection was passed by a majority vote in the National Assembly on Tuesday, after a filibuster by the People Power Party on Monday had briefly halted its passage. For more on this, we have our political correspondent Ahn Sung-jin here in the studio. Welcome, Sung-jin.
Thanks for having me, Dami.
So, Sung-jin, before we go into the vote that took place today, give us a recap of what happened at yesterday's plenary session and what exactly this bill in discussion is all about.
Right, so just as you mentioned, this contentious bill in question is to establish a special tribunal for insurrection-related crimes. Now, this legislation provides criminal procedures for the offenses of insurrection, foreign aggression, and rebellion. The bill also deals with issues arising from the prosecution of former President Yoon Suk-yeol for his failed imposition of martial law. Now, the bill was put to vote after being introduced at the plenary session on Monday, but following a filibuster by the People Power Party, it was halted. The PPP kicked off the filibuster with a marathon speech that lasted for more than 21 hours. Now, this was not only the longest speech in constitutional history, but also the first time that the leader of the main opposition party delivered it. The PPP further argued that this move was a determined effort to block what it called a flawed law, asserting that the ruling party was seeking favorable rulings from appointing judges who aligned with its preferences.
And so the bill passed today, Sung-jin. What was the process like, and what can we expect from now on?
Well, after the filibuster ended at 11:40 a.m. this morning, the vote was called for, and out of the 179 assembly members present, 175 voted in favor, 2 were against, and 2 abstained, while lawmakers from the PPP boycotted the session.
I hereby declare that the amendment to the Special Act on the establishment of a special martial law tribunal and the protection of whistleblowers regarding the martial law bid by Yoon Suk-yeol has been passed.
The PPP continued to argue that this was an attempt by the DP to take control of the judiciary.
I believe the intention is to create a special panel of judges who suit the tastes of the Democratic Party and from whom it can obtain the rulings it wants at any time.
The Democratic Party described the passage as an expected outcome.
To ensure focused investigations and swift judgments, we have enacted a law establishing a dedicated insurrection tribunal. We have also addressed concerns raised by the judiciary about its unconstitutionality.
Now, under the newly introduced bill, at least 2 specialized chambers will be established at both the Seoul Central District Court and the Seoul High Court. The composition of these chambers will be determined through internal judicial procedures. A judges' council at the 2 courts will set selection criteria, after which a case allocation committee established under Supreme Court rules will assign judges.
Now, after this vote was passed today, Sung-jin, another item agenda was faced with another filibuster yet again, though.
Right, so following the passage of the earlier bill that we've just talked about, the DP also proposed another bill known as the Act on the Eradication of False and Manipulated Information, which had earlier passed the National Assembly Legislation and Judiciary Committee. Though it was immediately placed on the agenda of the plenary session, the PPP once again launched a filibuster. The bill entails that if intent is proven in cases where illegal, false, or manipulated information is distributed online, one can face up to 5 times the valued amount of actual damage. Specifically, the bill defines illegal information as that which directly incites violence or discrimination against a specific individual or group, and that which severely promotes hatred and significantly undermines human dignity. In addition, even in cases where damages are difficult to prove, compensation of up to 50 million won may be imposed. Now, the ruling coalition plans to end the filibuster tomorrow afternoon and proceed with a vote.
Well, Sung-jin, we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Thanks for coming in tonight. We appreciate it.
My pleasure as always.